As you work, wall cleanup is automatic where walls intersect or are close to connecting. Wall junctions are created using the intelligent wall cleanup tools. Now, the wall junctions are correct based on material priorities assigned to the wall, but the end result may differ from what you want in real life. In real life, there are many potential solutions, and it is important that you control the finished result. AutoCAD Architecture lets you create a custom wall cleanup. You control the end result using familiar AutoCAD objects and commands. Let's take a look at some examples. When you select a wall near a junction, you immediately see options on the Context tab. No searching for tools or memorization required. The Wall Cleanup Edit and Place tool lets you modify the junction, incorporating closed shapes to modify wall components. In this case, the concrete material is selected and merged with the polyline to add extra support to the concrete block. The wall component can also have its plan profile modified by the addition and removal of vertices. Let's add vertices so we have a surface against which we can finish the gypsum board. All wall components in plan have vertices and edges that can be grip edited to customize the shape. Remove the vertex at a corner and the profile immediately changes. Modify options for wall cleanup include trimming and extending. This example shows a couple different ways to trim wall components. With just a few clicks, you can quickly trim the components using existing geometry. Simply select the line and pick to the side that you want removed. Quite often, the trim line you need may not exist. It's not a problem. You can easily select 2 points in a drawing to imply a line. Then select to the side that you want to remove. This familiar approach leverages your existing AutoCAD skills and allows you to be more efficient when working with objects such as walls. In addition to being able to trim and extend, you can also add fillets or chamfers to wall component profiles. The chamfer and radius values are based on user input. In this case, a fillet is used to round the concrete component of the wall. And with just a few simple clicks, you can make the wall junction look exactly as you need it to. And finally, after all the edits are complete, you can finish out of the Edit and Place mode for wall cleanup. The wall component can also have its plan profile modified by the addition and removal of vertices. Here we add a surface against which we can finish the gypsum board. To start, you first need to identify the component. Then select the command to edit the wall cleanup in place. In this example, there was already a closed polyline to use for the subtraction. Basically, we are removing some of the concrete brick and air gap at the corner to create a wall bump. It is necessary to repeat this operation for both walls, but as you can see, the process is pretty straightforward. Each component must be selected, and the closed shape removed from that component using the subtract option of the Edit and Place mode for wall cleanup. Now, there is the potential that each wall component could be different. If that were true, you would probably need an additional or more detailed closed shape to edit the other components. But don't worry, you have the control to make it exactly what you want to see. Next, the brick component is identified and merged with the closed polyline to create a more complex corner. Notice that this is only done for one wall, and the like materials will clean up appropriately. There are occasions when you want to hide a material edge, such as when the cavity needs to be continuous at a complex corner. On the Profile panel, there is an option to show or hide edges. Therefore, you can simply select the tool and select the edge you wish to show or hide, in this case hide. If you have two coincident edges, then you need to hide both edges. And of course, when all edits are complete, select the Finish option to exit the Edit and Place mode. Material priorities can be overridden. In this example, you want to create a firewall. Therefore, the gypsum board must be continuous to the face of the concrete block. Start by selecting the wall components and simply extending them to meet the face of the concrete block in the adjoining wall. Just a few clicks and we're done. And of course, the message is basically confirming or making you aware of the material override. In this example, collinear walls with different materials. The solution tip draws your attention to the problem. The walls do not know how they should clean up. Using the Wall Cleanup Edit in Place mode, you start by selecting a component to modify. Then we add an additional vertex and finally drag the new edge to create the cleanup desired. The shape of any wall component is easily modified by directly manipulating the vertices and moving edges. As simple and as quick as that, you can now see the cleanup start to take shape. And of course, when the situation is resolved, the solution tips disappear. With the Wall Edit in Place command, you create custom wall junction cleanups according to real-world needs. In this way, you avoid extraneous detailing. What you see in the plan is what you want in real life. The skills you require are some very familiar AutoCAD skills. You are building on your existing skill set, and because you draft the wall cleanups, you are not limited to a small selection of product-derived solutions. You provide the customized solution.